So brothers and sisters, our future, the youth, it depends a lot on what we do. The key, planning. This morning I flew on a little plane, and I wish you could have heard the people, the passengers. Man, we hit an air pocket and went, boom, ah! People were screaming. Imam, the plane was rocking, and the people was, ah! Everybody had taqwa this morning. You want to know what taqwa is? God consciousness, fear of Allah. Get in the plane and hit an air pocket, and you know what it is. You ever been on a plane? I was on the plane, you know, and I was looking around, and I was looking in the cockpit, and I was watching the pilot as he was flying, and all those mechanisms. You ever see it? It must be something to fly a plane. All of these things, all these instruments, all these things, and you know, you have to do everything. And I looked at the wings, all of that magnificent planning. And you know, when the plane lands, you notice how the people come to get the luggage, and they know exactly where to take it because everything is tagged. You know, they said the plane is going to take off at 3 o'clock. It takes off at 3 o'clock, not like the Muslims. Oh, by the way, not these Muslims here now. Planning. A plane. Timing, scheduling. Techniques, ability, skill, training, learning, instruments, tools, planning. And I said, you know what? Look at any plane. Look at any plane, P-L-A-N-E. Look at any plane, and you see in the plane planning. 3 years from last month in November, Imam, I have to honest, I'm going to show off. I'm going to show off now. Imam, I flew on a Concorde. Imam, you ever fly in the Concorde? I didn't think so. You ever fly in the Concorde? I don't think so. You. Few, maybe one or two. Whoever flew in the Concorde? All right, one. And you know what? I made it from New York JFK to Heathrow in 3 hours. Usually 7 hours. That plane was moving. 1,000 miles per hour. A plane, a jet plane. That's planning. Had on the plane passengers. Big planes, 500 passengers. And Imam, usually when you go on a long trip, you take food with you because people get hungry on the plane, and that takes planning. So the stewardess, she comes out and she gives water, and she gives, food, and she gives this plane. And then the higher up you go in the atmosphere, you need the oxygen in the plane. That takes planning. Some skillful mind have to learn how to take the plane up, how to fly it, how to guide it, to carry the food, and you have to carry enough fuel so that you can get from one place to the other. That's a plane, P-L-A-N-E. That's a plane. It takes planning. But there's another plane that I like to talk about for a moment. It's not called plane, but planet. P-L-A-N-E-T. This plane called planet also take a lot of planning. So this plane travels 1,137,000 miles per minute. We on it right now, moving, flying to space. Can you feel it? Right now, right now. and you sitting down, some sleeping, and this plane is moving. This plane has 500 passengers. This plane has 6 billion passengers. This plane carries food. This plane grows its own food. This plane carries water. This plane has 137,965,000 square miles of water. This plane goes up in the sky, and you gotta have the oxygen. This plane has its own oxygen around it. It floats through the sky. If this plane takes planning, what about this plane called the planet made by Allah, the great planet? Allah's great. Who dare says that Allah doesn't exist? You fool. Planning. I learned the lesson that by the permission of Allah, men and women make things happen. Don't wish for it. Don't hope for it. Strive to get it. You want to make a brilliant future? The leadership must come together and plan.